Macy's, I know they're your favorite, and maybe you wake and arrange them. Baby, they made you a cradle. Your face, it fades like a rainbow. Sleep if you need to, and dream if you need to, wake if you want to go. Hey kid, I told him you're faking. Okay, friend, let's make it a game then. The first one to say it breaks it. But I'm afraid that you'll never stop playing. Sleep if you need to, and dream if you need to, and wake if you want to go. Sleep if you need to, and dream if you need to, and wake if you want to go.
We actually, one of my loyalist listeners said that he was tuning in before 10 o'clock for the first time tonight, which was exciting. But because we almost always have people that are tuning in 10:02, 10:04, I figure I'll at least tell people. We have Isaac Arms back with us tonight, and I'm tickled about that. He just put out the new Moats record, and he was here with Spandrels a little while ago. Well, excuse me, he's about to put out the new Moats record.
In process of putting out. The Moats record is called Crash the Day, and it comes out this Friday on CD, LP, and digital download, and it will be streaming online at least Moats1, the digit 1, .bandcamp.com, and the release show is this Saturday at Cowboy Monkey here in Champaign, Illinois, with ZXO and VV Lightbody.
I would like to implore people, if you are in the state of Illinois, please be aware the show is Saturday night, because I want to hear about it once I'm back in Illinois. I want to hear how it went.
Same. I'm actually going to be in Kentucky. I'm going to be very sad to not be there physically, but I will be there in spirit, certainly.
I even tried to plan my trip with it in consideration, and unfortunately I had to consider about 4 different things, including there's a WEFT meeting Wednesday. So there just wasn't a way to thread the needle and not miss something important. The WEFT meeting's my sister's birthday, so...
I'm trying to think of banter, but all I can think of is how much I need some water right now.
Oh, goodness. We had a water cooler until Friday.
I know. I've noticed its absence. Who stole the water cooler?
We quit paying for it, basically.
Quit paying for it.
Yeah,
I would never have agreed to this gig, Todd.
We are donation funded, and sometimes there are... Sometimes there are repercussions.
Whose
so.
water is this? Mike is such a sweetheart. I have water now. How quickly
Well,
that was accomplished.
let me know if you need more when...
Complain just a little bit. This is white privilege in action.
Does it say that on the label?
Dasani, it should. Probably. Can I... This is tap water? It's delicious.
It's falsely advertised. That's just an empty.
Anything wet would be delicious for me right now.
You might want to be careful. I feel there are people...
I'm very careful. I know what I said.
Okay. Well, we have a waiver. Anyway, what do you have for us next?
I have an Isaac Arms song called Never There.
Oh, an original.
It is an original. Well, actually, everything that I'm playing is original. It's just some I wrote for different bands.
I just meant that there are other Never Theres, but this is your Never There.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not terribly original in any respect, but this is my song called Never There. Oh, God, there's a Cake song called Never There, isn't there?
Fun fact.
I'm a big fan of that tune, too.
It's
I'd never thought about that until right now.
It's from 1979, and it became a Cake song, but it predates Cake.
That song is a cover?
John, he wrote it before he was in Cake.
Oh, John McCrea
He
wrote...
carried it 18 years and was one of their biggest hits. I think that's really neat.
Fascinating.
It means
he
there's
carried it. I like that language.
Gestation,
well
yeah.
done, Todd.
It means there's hope for the terrible songs that I wrote as satire in high school.
He carried it to pop radio single term.
You got it. Although phones had changed a lot by then.
I think we've run that bit dry. I'm going to play the song now. Thanks. This song is dedicated to Mike for giving me water. Down now, you're never there when the moon comes up. You're not around, though I've learned to stay alive without you by my side, because now you're never there. Everything you said to me is just a rose in memory, and everything I ever did gets stuck right there with all of it that makes me scared to sleep at night. I'm hiding from the ghosts in my mind. I'm never there, oh no, now I am never there. And all of it could hit the fan, and we might not see each other again for a year or 2 or 10. 'Cause now you're never there, and I'm never there, and it's not even fair, because now you're never there. Oh no, la da ooh. La da. The song's called How You Been. That is what I have been wondering. Now we can get back to that edge that I ruined. How can this happen if I'm still deep with you? Are just on my mind still and a bit too much. Well, that's enough to make me wonder about giving up on the wish that we'd fit together in something. How you been? That is what I have been wondering.
Please tell me what that was called.
It's called How You Been.
I really liked it. What's it on? Anything?
Not a thing.
Well, it is now.
Well, there you have it.
I may have to do some splicing. I want to hear that again. I want to season up. Well, first I should introduce you again. This is WEFT Sessions. I'm Todd with special guest star Isaac Arms, and I don't see as much as I used to, and I don't have as much opportunity to tell people as I guess every week technically, but you're not here. Isaac Arms started. Would you tell them about starting Airship Records?
Sure. Simply put, 10-ish years ago, I was in a band, and I wanted to play more shows and put out records, and so I had to promote the band. And then I learned through practice how to promote a band, put a record out. And then I realized that other local bands were quite better than my band, and I had this skill set of promoting shows and putting out records, and so I started booking for a venue other bands and started a record label putting out other bands because I thought it was a better use of my time and effort than my own band in some ways. I still did my own music too, but in 2011 I put out the very first record I put out on Airship was Evil Tents, which was a band I was in, but I was the bassist in the band and didn't sing and didn't front it, and it felt more like a support role, so supporting that group by putting it out. It was still collaborative, but it was good practice. The next record I put out was Withershins, and that was my group, and that was really good practice to try to take it a bit more seriously, to get some ideas knocked out and figure out what to do. And then the third record I put out, when I really feel like the label became a thing, was Terminus Victor's record, and they had been working on it for 7 years. And that may still, to this day, be the album I listen to the most times ever out of any record in the world, because I just listened to that thing over and over and learned it back to front as I was putting it out. And Todd's holding a copy of it right there.
I'm sorry that it didn't get the, the promotional copy was wasted from lack of airplay. We're on our third sticker as far as listing the times it's been played. So,
well, I know you're a fan, Todd, but that's kind of how it worked out. The nature of the label is such that I've only ever put out Champaign Urbana artists. Sometimes I've smudged the lines a little bit in that some of the artists had moved on to Chicago, but that's just so hard to avoid. It's a thing that, for me, has a bit of a stigma because I really appreciate everybody who just is here and isn't using here as a stepping stone. I think that's valid and it's understandable and it's legit. And the people who've moved on to the city to do city things, I wish them well. But for people who are just here because they like it here, I mean, on some basic level, it makes me feel better about myself because that's what I'm doing. But
we both picked Champaign-Urbana.
I did. I mean, I knew about Hum and Braid, and I knew about Fireflies and Headlights, and I came from Kentucky and Indiana in a place where there weren't these opportunities. So I called it Airship because I felt that myself and the people I was working with and amongst had inherited this infrastructure of a music scene that it was our responsibility and privilege to be caretakers of and wards of for the next generation. And the sort of mission of the label has always been to keep it going as long as I can before I burn out and pass it along to somebody else who's willing to do the work. But also in that, I found out that I don't really know how to do it without just going into debt. So there's probably smarter ways to do it, and I'm not sure if they necessarily need my baggage to keep all my names and brandings and all that hullabaloo. So there are people booking that are better than me, that are younger than me, that have found better ways to do it. There are people putting out records that are more innovative, and they're putting out great local stuff. It's just a thing that I've done for 7 years now, and I'm honored and grateful to be allowed to curate and present and cherish and worship and display and promote the art of local musicians who are just amazingly my friends, but also kind of my heroes.
Isaac is an object lesson in some ways, because you just said there are other people who could do it better, but you retired from booking, and then all of a sudden shows weren't happening like they used to. You came back to booking, and then you've retired again, right? Mostly?
I don't know how to describe that. I would say that I needed, for personal health reasons, to not be doing the things that I was doing around the time I was at my busiest.
Yeah.
And a lot of those things I've been able to not do anymore. But I would say that I am still a booker at heart. It's hard to not think like a booker. It's certainly hard not to act like one. But what I mostly do with shows is if I can't play the show with one of my acts in a band that I'm in or solo, then I try to just facilitate it happening where I'm not the person in charge.
Well, I just hope there's some value in recognizing that even if you say, well, other people could do it better, you've stepped back and it didn't get done. So
that's maybe your perception. I don't know that that's true.
Neither did Jimmy Stewart. Well, his character. It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it'd be better if I weren't even here. And like everybody's an alcoholic and everybody's, without a job. And I know it's a...
That's so off base to me. I don't even know how to reply to it, but that's very sweet. I think I know what you're getting at.
You leave
kind.
A hole when you're not here. So it's nice when you're here. And when you need to step away, totally do that when you need to. But just recognize that you're doing... I don't want to say the Lord's work because different religions and all, but you've done a lot. So,
well,
what are you doing now? What song?
I think I'll do a Winder song since I've been playing Winder shows lately.
I like that.
A song I wrote on my veranda in Urbana, and its final form is a sort of much thrashier, bigger affair performed by the rock group Winder, and that's going to be coming out July 6th on my label Airship Records. I play guitars in that group, and I happen to sing that song. The record's called Gone for Good, and this is track 2 off of it. I prefer the heavy rock version, but I think it's quite nice in its original form as well. It's called An Augury. You thought it was all my fault. You're probably not wrong. Guess I knew all along. I just didn't know why. You're not my home anymore. So please leave me alone. The citizen augury, won't you get off of me? How long you been on to me? Oh God, the whole time. And you're not my own anymore. So please, please leave me alone.
I have one quick request. Would you mind shouting out your Winder brethren?
Sure. Chris Gallwitzer started the group in maybe 2015, intended as a shoegaze group, and I believe we've ended up to something much closer to the group we covered for the great cover-up last year, Sunny Day Real Estate, sort of post-hardcore emo affair. Chris Gallwitzer of Bloomington Normal, Night Shop, check that place out. And then Jared Roberts and Garrick Nelson, formerly of Heel Turn. Jared plays bass in Bookmobile, and Garrick plays every instrument in every band in town. Garrick is in Colonel James Presents. Garrick is in ZXO. Garrick is in Our Landmark. Garrick is in My Heart.
Now, does Jared make you a Seattle band by proxy, by extension?
Jared makes us a thrashcore band by
There we go.
proxy.
Whatever tags you can put on
Jared
Last
makes
FM.
us a better band. Yeah, we're playing July 6th. That's a Friday at Cowboy Monkey with my other band, Spandrels, but most importantly with Washington, D.C.'s 2-Inch Astronaut, who are coming through on a sort of farewell tour, as it were, before they go on indefinite hiatus. And we're very honored to be playing with them.
That sounds like a place to be.
Should be.
I have other thoughts, but you have other songs, so
I do. I have no shortage of songs, really.
some of those look very interesting.
Yeah.
Trying to parse them upside down. So what's next?
I could do. This is a Withershin song off our album Mount Fuji in Blue. It's the title is pulled from an episode of Monty Python's Flying Circus. It's called How Not to Be Seen, and it's kind of the most akin to a country song that I've maybe ever written. And it was originally a Cloud Manor song.
Oh, wow.
I wrote this for a group I was in with, for a couple of months anyway, with Scott Kimball of Terminus Victor on bass, Jim Kelly of Centaur on drums, and Aaron Stromberg of Evil Tense and Superior State on guitar. And I believe this song was known as Cumberbund at the time.
You play one show?
We played 2 shows, one with 28 Degrees Taurus and one with Troubadour Dali.
I just remember hearing about it, and it was over like before.
We played 2 shows, and that was it. We had more practices than shows, which I guess goes for most folks. Well, a lot of bands I'm in, probably we don't practice as often as we play out. But anyway, the song's called How Not to Be Seen. And if you've ever been a drunk in downtown Champaign and gone through a breakup and need to wet your whistle amongst your strewn wreckage, you'll know what this song's about. Are you offering now? 'Cause I'll take it. Are you honest with me now? Are you honest? I'll remain in your eyesight, but I am hiding now. You'll remain in my love, but I can't take you home. You know I just can't go. Will you give 'em hell now? But I won't take it anymore. Are you honest with me now? Are you honest? I'll remain in your eyesight, but I am hiding now. You'll remain in my love, but I can't take you home. You know I just won't go. The song's called All You Need. Just pretend that you really care. Lie like a prayer. It's over and done somewhere. It doesn't matter if it is fair. We're beyond repair. And all I need is you to live. And all I have I'm already on my way. So gather your things and wait. Yes, you can stay. And all we need is everything. And all I have is just Thanks.
I think that song had about 8 false endings. It was entertaining. Entertaining. Blah, blah, blah. So that down beside you is the first of several donations tonight from Susan Bywaters.
Susan.
And speaking of donations, I believe you asked me a question before the show.
Oh yeah, I had no idea if it was. This is amazing.
Well, you're a rock star, and so
Well-
is she. So
Well, that's not actually true. But what's fascinating about this, you can't see it because this is radio. But what I have here in my hand is a cup full of oranges with some water in it. This is It's almost not orange water. This is water oranges, I think. I love this.
Well, when you finish the water, there's still something wet. So
These oranges must be mighty wet. That's true.
layers upon layers.
Kind of tastes like a swimming pool in a weird way. I don't know how to explain that.
Hope not like chlorine.
Maybe. Just because
Okay.
it's so effervescent. I don't know.
There
It's
we go.
delicious. It's very. I'm grateful. Thank you, Susan. Speaking of donations, you mentioned donations, and then you did the thing with a segue, and then I ruined it because I just had to talk about this cup of oranges.
You didn't ruin it. You made it organic.
I don't know if these oranges are organic. I can't really see the sticker on it. I think the sticker's probably gone from the orange.
I think technically all oranges are organic. It's just a matter of degree.
Girls Rock Champaign-Urbana is an organization near and dear to my heart. Foregoing the segue, just going right into it.
Do it.
I am privileged enough to be on the board, and what I am doing for my birthday, which is coming up, Facebook allows folks to run a host a fundraiser for your birthday celebration, which is a nice way to let people celebrate you in a way, but it's not give me gifts. You can celebrate our community if you go to facebook.com/girlsrockcu. That's GIRLSROCK, the letter C, the letter U. And the pinned post at the top of the page should be a shared link to a fundraiser that I've been able to start. And within an hour, we met our goal of $500, so we doubled the goal to $1,000, and it's been not yet a full day, and we already are maybe up to $800.
Wow.
So if anybody is listening and would like to contribute to this organization, you can find more at girlsrockcu.org, figure out what we're all about. But the point is that we are creating an explicit safe space for girls, non-binary kids, trans kids, that uplifts them, empowers them, allows them to learn about rock and roll, its history and its substance from women and non-binary folks and trans folks. We're going to have two bands for this camp, and we're going to have them each write an original song. And on Saturday, June 16th at Cowboy Monkey, these two bands will be performing these songs that they're going to write next week at the camp. And we're going to record them Friday and make little CDs for them to take home of the rock music that they've created together.
I have a donation question.
Yeah.
I am hearing from more and more people who are publicly post Facebook. If they were, I mean, there are people that still aren't on Facebook, but I'm hearing from
God
people
bless
who've
them.
given up their Facebook. How do they get to the donation page if they want to?
girlsrockcu.org.
Okay.
If you would like to learn more about it, there is also links on our website just to donate straight away. It doesn't have to be through Facebook whatsoever. Yeah, there are multiple ways to give. You can also give by checking out. I'm not sure if we actually have a gear list posted yet, but any musical equipment that you have that you don't need, an in-kind donation could be made to the organization, and we could give you a donation receipt that's tax exempt because we are a non-profit organization registered with the federal government or the IRS or whatever.
Okay. So if you're bored of your Steinway piano, you can just send it on over.
Yeah, those are lightweight and easy to move. So give us all your Steinways, all your Hammond organs.
Stradivarius.
Yeah, all those.
That would probably be a pretty good donation.
That would be an amazing donation, but we would just sell it so that we could feed our campers easily for a week, or pay a healthy stipend to our staff and things like that. But Stradivarius, that's very nice. Anyway, yeah, if you have an electric guitar, a bass guitar, a drum kit, practice pads, drumsticks, amplifiers, anything of that sort of nature that you're considering selling on Craigslist or in a yard sale, but you might feel good about yourself if you donate it to young kids in need, these girls will rock using the things that you've provided, and it's a tax write-off.
One last question. Is there a cutoff age-wise?
The camp is ages 8 to 17.
Okay.
That's Girls Rock, and then We will also, at some point, have a ladies' rock camp, which is age 18 up. And our workshops are generally, we do day workshops. That's usually 7 to 17 or 8 to 18,
Okay.
stuff like that. The camp is actually full enrolled. It's starting next week. You can also register online at girlsrockcu.org for the wait list if you'd like to be on that, just in case. But yeah, we try to throw workshops every couple of months, and that's just sort of an morning, afternoon thing where folks can come and check out the instrumentation and learn a little bit about all that. And, this camp is our first summer camp and our first full endeavor with the bands forming and the original songs being written, and the people involved are truly my heroes. They are the wind beneath my wings, my guiding light. They keep me going, and I'm honored to be working amongst them and for them and with them.
I do have one last important question about it, because I know I've known about it over the years. Who originated it?
Girls Rock?
Yes.
I believe it was started as rock camp for girls in Pacific Northwest by a roadie from the Riot Grrrl movement.
Okay. And then it was, chaptered in Champaign-Urbana?
Oh, in that respect,
No, I'm interested in who originated it, but I'm also interested in how it got to where it is, because I know Amy Rickman at one point was active in that.
Amy Rickman, I believe, started Girl Zone.
Girl Zone, okay.
Girl Zone was ages ago.
Yeah, but
and a very similar idea. I learned about Girl Zone through my research whenever I was starting the Girls Rock chapter. Girls Rock Chicago was a thing that I learned about several years ago, maybe 2015. It was that point I started calling all the Girls Rock camps in the Midwest and figuring out what the camp really was and what it's about and how to start it. And I started gathering women about me to help make it happen. Yeah, I'm very grateful to be a part of it.
What now?
What now? I think...
Because we've still got to get to every single one of those.
That's absolutely not possible. There's no way that's happening. I wrote down a lot of songs.
Yeah, that's good for probably 3 appearances.
Well, we could have just not talked, but I like talking with you.
You asked before the show if we could talk about a cause near and dear to you, so I figured at the
thanks.
very least that.
We appreciate the airtime and the community listening. And I am really glad that I can sing, but I'm also glad that I can be a conduit for something greater than me.
If you want, next time you can sing your announcement.
If I want? Unlikely.
Can and may are 2 different things.
I'll sing songs to just about anybody, but playful, cute little singing of things is a more intimate thing for me. The song's called An Amateur Chemist. And it's dedicated to the memory of Andrew Yusuf. Teenage alchemist, nothing that could not be fixed, but I mixed it up, got it twisted, get enough, the body listens. You must give it up if you want to get some love. And I figured out what it's all about. The heart was made to break. So hold on, it won't be long. Someone will come to save us, right? This is an old Witherspoon song. It's called Put Out the Lights. It's about the worst hungover I'd ever had at the time. Mornings broke and my eyes are hazy. These halcyon days of misremembrance and dishonesty. I could lie and say everything is just fine now. And I might, 'cause everyone, when they die, put out the lights, tell me that everything's fine. Put out the lights, tell me that everything's fine. Something's broken. My mind is racing down a dead-end road to nowhere. I could lie and say everything is just fine now, and I might, 'cause everyone quits when they die. Put out the light, tell me that everything's fine. Put out the light, everything's fine. Just put out my lights.
I just heard from a listener in another country who said one of your songs was just what he needed, even though he's never been drunk in downtown Champaign, like apparently you said in the introduction. So.
Well, if that person is still listening, I'm going to play one more song, and it is dedicated to you.
So this is the last one?
I guess it better had.
You got time for... It depends how long they are. You got at least 5 minutes.
Let me play this song and we'll see how it goes.
Would you want me to have something ready to play afterward, or?
Probably. I think it's about 5 minutes long. It might be 3. I don't know. I'm not good at counting or remembering, so.
Well, how about this? If there's a long pause after the song, I will play the beginning of the next show, but you are welcome to do another after this if you want.
All that sounds fine. I didn't really listen to what you said, but I trust you, Todd.
So, coming up is more local music, one way or another.
The night's just right to say anything that you'd like to hear. It goes down like wine. We could both go home alone. Could both go home alone. We could both go alone. Or stay till the sun comes upon us. What did you say to me? I've nothing left to say to you now. Not when you seem to know exactly what I'll say to you. It's just no fun, honey. We could both go. Comes upon us. What do you want from me? I've nothing left that I didn't give. We could both go home alone. We could both go home alone. We could both go home. Or stay till the sun comes upon us. Thanks, everybody. My name is Isaac Arms. Appreciate you listening. girlsrockcu.org, airshiprecords.com. Please support local artists and art.